All right, gang. Welcome to Talk to Me, Brother. This is our fourth episode. I'm Pierre from Outdoor Therapy, and I am joined by my best buddy Marty from Père, extrême. Guys, already I need to tell you, we're going to be talking about food big time because we're hungry. We're eating all the time on the trail, all the time. So we're going to be talking about food. But Marty's not because he's fasting all the time. And so he's not. He's eating like a pig. But seriously, if you like what we're doing right now, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Hit the bell notification right away. Don't wait. That way you don't miss our next episode. Also on Spotify, leave a like. And it's going to be soon on iTunes. I promise you guys it's going to get there. And once it does, leave a comment, rate it. We want to hear what you want us to talk about. It makes a huge difference. So with that said, my promo is done.
Let's put the ads out of the way.
Ads out of the way. Buddy, I got a serious question for you. We're talking about food, right?
Yeah.
What you drinking?
Oh.
That's the first question.
So
I'm
for me
having
tonight,
a Castle Brew beer. Oh, you're on wine, brother. Oh.
a little vino tonight.
You're fancy.
I had no beer left. And or Jameson.
Oh.
You know, four or five podcasts with you in a week, and that whole liter bottle is gone. So
don't put that on me. That ain't on me.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, my friend.
How's everything at home? How's your quarantine going? Your quarantine?
Honestly, I didn't even start a Netflix frenzy yet. I'm doing really good. Like I'm doing really, really good. I hope you guys are too. But
we're
doing
just
good. I don't know for you guys, but we find a way to just keep busy. Seriously.
Well, we don't have a choice, right? So I have, with the kids and all that, we're just trying to figure out, and we've gotten into a good rhythm, but we're like, homeschooling. I have to work. Nat has to work. Family life. So we're kind of matching everything together. But honestly, we've been appreciating the crap out of this time because it's been like, I know it's challenging from time to time, like when you're trying to work and you get distracted and all that, but at the same time it's like, wow, we're really connecting. It's a really cool bonding time for our little family, the four of us, to spend a lot of time together. So we're making it work. It's challenging, but anything good in life is hard. So it's just what it is.
It's just what it is. It's like camping.
Yeah. And honestly, ever since it's one of those things, because we can't see anyone, like you and I started this podcast, so we're hanging out like so often. We're playing also on top of that with other buddies, like online board games. I've never been in so many ways this social since we've been quarantined. Quarantined? I don't know how to say that. Quarantine. I think it's quarantine. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But you know what I mean? Like we're constantly hanging out. We're always hanging out. So
it's crazy. It's crazy. Even my girlfriend does the same. She started a web page for our local community. Like all the artists can put their stuff there, and live shows and restaurant that delivers and stuff like that. So she's keeping busy big time. Our dog is super happy to see us.
Yeah.
Like just we're keeping busy.
I mean, we're only week. What is it, like day 9? Like we're in the second week or first week?
Yeah, second week.
Second week. We're in the second week.
Yeah.
I have no desire to go back yet. I'm doing pretty good. Listen, I'm a pretty, for the folks at home, I'm pretty independent. I'm a very independent person. Like I like being alone. Like I built this house. I mean, my dad helped me a ton, but like, me, like I just enjoy my alone time. Like I can work for a full year being alone. I don't mind. I like being in my head. And my wife sent me a meme of this, like, I don't know, it's just a cartoon character that says like my reaction when I figured out that my whole lifestyle is a quarantine. And it's just this guy and be like, that's pretty good. It's like, it's pretty regular.
Well, for us, dude, that loves the outdoor, really, that's pretty much it. Once you're on the trail,
there's a lot of alone time.
There's a lot of alone time. That's great.
That's actually a huge, that's one of the things that Nat struggles with I would say 3 things about camping. Number 1 is the sleep.
Yeah.
Can be challenging on the ground, and I talk about it all the time. I don't sleep very well on the ground.
You guys
and
are
I still
weird.
do it all the time.
You guys are weird.
Yeah, we're fucking weird. Second, the bugs, and the bugs are a huge like they can push people away with reasons. Like I'm really lucky I don't get bitten like at all or next to nothing. So for that I'm lucky. And then the third one is that she tells me all the time that I'm bored. But that's such a huge part of the skill. There's just not that much to do. That's fine. That's the whole point of disconnecting and just lounging around and doing nothing for 4 days, right?
Bring your bushcraft thing with me. She won't be bored. She'll be tired.
Yeah, she'll be tired, right? But like if you go on a small portaging trip where you don't do crazy mileage, you find yourself having a lot of time. And
that's good for your mind.
But it's a skill in itself to learn.
Yeah.
I guess so. When you go solo, like the one canoe trip I did solo, was that fucking 3 years ago already? I think it's 3 years ago.
You called me on that trip.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get you in. I was at my first campsite. I was trying to get you. Anyways, it was raining the morning. I got up in the morning. It's raining, and I looked outside. I'm like, I don't feel like packing out in the rain. So I waited out the rain in my tent for 8 hours. 8 hours. I read. I had a book. I just read. I slept a little bit. I would open my vestibule. I would make a coffee, sleep a bit more. And I was like, and then I think I left camp at 4 p.m. and I made it to the next camp at 8 or 9. But I was like, but I stayed dry the whole time. I was like, yeah, fuck it.
That was worthy.
Yes, but like it's a skill to learn to just be on your own with not that much to do. It's a skill. I don't know how else to say it.
Looking at the window is not doing nothing. That's the way I see it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just, but as you said, it's a skill you need to learn, but it's so refreshing for your brain to have that break. You come out of this so much more,
refresh.
I don't want to say yes, refresh, but like you're thinking clearer. You got momentum. You got drive to do stuff when you get home now.
Because the one thing I do all the time when I'm alone, like whether I go, like I much prefer running on my own. There's a lot of things I much prefer doing alone. Yeah. The one thing that I do when I'm on my own is I work things out in my head.
For sure.
Like that's what I do. Like a lot, and especially now, like with us on YouTube and trying to build a YouTube page and trying to understand the mechanism and how does it work and what does people like, what do they not like, what do I like? Because you want to stay authentic, right? But at the same time, it is a bit of a business, so you have to understand how things work. You have to be responsive to your audience. Mm-hmm. So I'm constantly in my head thinking of ideas, coming up with like a thought. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I should have done it this way instead. So like I work things out. So whether it's about the YouTube channel or you have a challenge with in a relationship with someone or at work, like I like my alone time to think these things through, and they don't bring me down. Like for some people, it's heavy on their shoulders. For me, I like it. I weed it out. I'm like, this is garbage. This is garbage. Oh, that's good. Keep that. Let's investigate that later. I can't because I can't research right now because I don't have internet, but I'll come back to it later. So I put it at the back of my head. Yeah. And then I work things out. I just like working things out. And I remember as a kid, like it's so funny because my mom, she obviously, our parents know, well, most parents will know their kids the most really, but like for me, like, because since we've been quarantined here at home, she calls me up the other day, she's like, yeah, for a kid that used to love locking himself up in his closet to play alone, I bet you're pretty happy right now. And I was like, yeah, I like it. But I remember at such a young age, I would do that just to work things out in my head. My thoughts, my ideas, how I was going to, like my plan of action. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do it like that. I would work things out in my head. And I think I learned visualization when I was, I understood and learned the concept when I used to do Taekwondo and martial art, which I'm not a martial artist at all anymore, but I did it from like 6 to 12, pretty like 3-4 times a week.
You weren't even at that age.
Pardon me? Oh yeah.
You were a martial artist even at that age.
You know what? I did do fairly good for myself. I did win some championships. I did win the national championship in Montreal when I was a blue belt. But I mean, like, it's not like you bring all the blue belts to Montreal, right? Like, it's such a big country, right? So like, it's a local competition for the younger kids, for the black belts and all the big guys. Everybody travels, but like for the younger kids. But anyways, I can't fight for shit though. I wouldn't. Well, Taekwondo is not a martial art that you learn to fight, really.
I don't know, man.
You learn to do some pretty solid kicks and a decent amount of footwork, but like you can't do shit with your hands, and you don't have no concept of takedowns. You have no concept of ground game. So like as soon as you're off your feet and you're not keeping your distance, they use your legs, you're done. So it's like, and I mean, like, legs move slower than your arms. So if you have a box, anyways, it doesn't matter. We're going off track right now, but the point is
we're supposed to talk about food.
We're supposed to talk about food, but the point is, I like being alone. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Do you like to cook alone?
Yeah. I put podcasts in my ears and I just go forever alone, man. I don't. Yeah.
Do you cook the same way alone, or when you're a group? Like, would you make yourself a nice meal?
Oh yeah.
Or okay.
Well, nah.
So no peanut butter and jelly for you when you're alone.
So I never do that. Period. So okay. That's a really good way to start the conversation. I am definitely a very practical eater.
Okay.
I love good food, and you know my wife, you know Nat. I can spend a full month without eating once a repeat.
Yeah.
Like, let's be clear. Like, and I appreciate
that's 90 meals.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, I eat 1.5 times a day, but sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But like for her, yes. You know what I mean? But my point is that, let's say I can spend a full month without eating a repeat of dinner. Mm-hmm. I eat the same lunch every day. But that's because I make it, right, for myself. And the other thing is I'm a very practical eater. So in the daytime or during the week, the way I eat, or when I'm on the trail, the way I eat, the taste of everything is not high on the scale of value.
Okay.
It has to meet requirements. Right? So you know me. I'll give you a perfect example, because I'll give you what I've been eating for lunch here quite a bit lately, just because I had leftover, and we're trying to like kind of get through our entire pantry. Like, we're trying to not have to go out, considering the circumstances. Yeah. So what I've been doing lately for lunch is 2 full cans of salmon, like canned salmon.
Yeah.
Put that in there, an avocado, chopped up avocado. I'll put a crap ton of olive oil or avocado oil. I'll take some cashews. I'll put it on top, salt and pepper. Make a mush of it all, and I just eat it. Put a little bit of hot sauce.
No grains in there.
No, because for my first one, after I go out for my run and I do my exercise, which I need to do it fasted. That's my preferred way to exercise. When I come back, what I want is just, because of the way I eat, I really try to eat high fat, low carb. I just load myself up with a ton of fats. And that's like the fish, the nuts, the olive oil, the avocados. It's just like boom for the energy, because I'm so used to being sort of in ketosis all the time, or keto-ish. I'm not really a keto guy, but I go into ketosis every day because of how much I fast and how long I've been doing it. I run off my fats when I go for my run. So when I come back, I just need to replenish it. Like, it's just kind of the way. But so does it taste good? It's whatever. It just is. But like, it's a practical thing for me. It's just like, it's to the point. Boom. Yeah. I get what I need. I get my like 400, 500 calories.
And it's not that expensive either.
No. Yeah.
Think about
it. So to answer your first question, I was going to say, do I cook nice for me? I will, like, if we go camping and I want to cook something nice on the fire, right? Like this last summer, I brought a steak.
I got to stop you there. You just said something that I find really, really, really interesting for us outdoor dudes. Are you telling me right now that you will make yourself a better tasting meal when you go camping than at
100% of the time? 100% of the time. Because guess what? We just talked about it. That's all you have time. That's all you have to do. That is your only activity of the, like, especially if you go in a place where you're going to base camp somewhere and stay put. That's might be like the video of the canoe camping trip I did with both the kids and Nico, my nephew, that's coming out at the end of the month. Okay. I swear to God, it's a cooking show. I'm making pizza out there. I'm making tacos. It's
Man, I wish I was doing videos like last year, because there's some epic meals that
you guys had some crazy meal at Thanksgiving. The pictures you guys sent me.
Yeah,
like what was it? What was it?
It was 2 ducks.
2 ducks, actually, right?
We got 2 ducks. One year it was 2 ducks.
Yeah.
On the fire, and on a stick. We were just spinning them. And the fat of the duck would just leak, and we put some aluminum foil racks underneath, so it would land in there and mix with the potatoes that we're cooking. And the same. Oh man, it was awesome. The year before it was an actual turkey, full on freaking huge turkey. Just great meals all the time. And that's when we're not fishing. If we're fishing, it's even more epic.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you can get some fish, but you and I don't get fish.
Yeah, that's why I need to go without you. What the heck?
Do you like to cook for yourself though?
I do. I really do. But again, it's kind of weird. It really depends. Like I can make myself like this. Yesterday morning, I made myself a freaking epic omelet for breakfast.
Okay.
Like
what was in there? Powdered eggs. Add water for your vegetables.
Exactly. You know, if I just spit on the thing. No, but 3 eggs, because there's always need to be 3 eggs for an omelet. 3 eggs, a tad of milk, just a tad of milk, onions, a bunch of different spices, cheese, and how do you call that again? Like it's a special type of mustard, Dijon.
Dijon mustard.
Dijon mustard. Called, But then the special trick is I put a ton of butter in the pan and maple syrup.
Dude.
And then I put the omelet on the maple syrup, so it just makes it caramelized underneath.
And for all of our southern folks out there, we're talking about real maple syrup, not Aunt Jemima crap.
Exactly. What the heck, people? Why would you do this to yourself? And it's funny because
they don't even have the opportunity to try real maple syrup.
I know, but there's people, even here, there's people that rather have Aunt Jemima than real maple syrup. But I use real maple syrup, and I'm super lucky because my girlfriend godfather makes his own.
So you guys get a ton of it. We order about 10 liters a year from a guy. We've been dealing with the same guy. For me, it's about a liter a month, give or take. So we get 10.
I've been slowing down, man. I used to put maple syrup everywhere, on the eggs, on my bread, in my coffee.
Oh, for real? Okay, no.
I love maple syrup.
So for me, I use maple syrup. I'm the most disgusting guy ever for maple syrup. But for me, maple syrup, when I have like a sweet craving, I'll take a couple of shot glasses of it straight. Just fucking straight. I drink it. It just, boom, it clenches the sweet out of you.
Man, it must be like working behind your, right here, behind your mouth. Yeah, I don't know.
You mean like, no, I like it. So I like it a lot.
Good strong wine,
So how do we do this? I have a ton of shit in front of me here. I don't know what you brought to the table, but you can't say anything. But if you could see the behind the scene right now, you wouldn't believe how this is not in the shot.
Okay, let's start basic, because the question went. We're talking about food because someone put a comment on our YouTube channel, on the Talk to Me Brother YouTube channel. By the way, you can write to us. Yeah, our address is talktomebrother@gmail.com, so you can write to us too. But the dude left a comment saying, "What's up with food on the trail, camping with the kids?" It's a problem that a lot of city folks just don't know how to deal with when they go camping for the first time with the children, or just like with themselves, because
Yeah.
suddenly you're like, oh crap, I don't have a fridge. I don't have
no
I don't have a
electricity.
proper cooler. I don't have electricity. How am I going to cook this? How am I going to chop that? How am I going all of those questions? I was like, this is a great topic.
This is a great topic.
So I'm gonna suggest that we do this in two different way.
Okay.
So or in two section. Let's call it a section. I love it. It's like a trail. So the first part of the trail is gonna be when you got fresh food. So like the first day,
the first night, winter camping,
base
camping with a cooler.
Exactly. And then on the second part, it's gonna be okay. We are doing distances now. Yeah. We are on the second, third, fourth day.
Or we have to be lighter.
We have to be we have to be lighter. Or this is summer. It's winter. It's not a problem, but this is summer. Or weight is an issue at this point, and blah 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 blah. So let's start with fresh, and then move to less fresh.
Because it gets pretty. It gets pretty dry.
So what do you got?
That's a good question. So I have nothing fresh here. All of this stuff I have here will last until you die.
Okay.
But the reality is, for me, so I'll give a couple of examples of things that I love doing that I think works 100% of the time. So if you have a cooler and you can keep your meat cold. So for example, when I go canoe camping with the kids where I don't do portaging, right? Yeah. So I might hop. I like hopping from one campsite to another, but I'll avoid portaging. So I'll pick a big lake. We'll go around the lake basically, and 3 days later we're back at the car. Simple like this. I bring a cooler. I have a foldable cooler. One of them, like, it's just like, it's not a real one. I'll get some ice. I throw it in at the bottom. And some of the stuff that I really enjoy doing is number one is legit pizza. So you go to your local Metro or IGA or whatever store that you have, and you go to the countertop where they already have like pre-made pizza. Yeah. That are just not the frozen one. They're kind of like fresh pizza that's not cooked yet, but that's already made, right? So it's usually like close to the deli section and all that. It's not in the frozen food. And you get that. And then what I have as something to cook it with, I have like one of our 10-inch pan that folds on itself, right? That you can put over your burner or over the fire. What I like to do is I'll cut it in 4, and you make 2 sandwiches with it, literally. And then you make grilled cheese with it in the pan. And I kid you not, man, because so this way you only have like, right? So you'll take a full pizza, you'll make it into 2 grilled cheese. In 4 quarters, and you just grill it back and forth. And then if you have like a pot system, I'll even put the lid of the pot on top that kind of help it cook. And if you can have a little bit of oil or butter or something like that to put at the bottom, it'll make the crust really crispy, like really nice. And then you'll manage to cook it like a grilled cheese where the cheese in the middle will melt and everything. Then you slice it in smaller chunks after, so everybody just kind of grabs a little pizza sandwich.
That's interesting.
That's one of my favorite one. It's easy. It's like $7, maybe $6 for a meal. Super cheap. The kids love it. I never hear complaining about it. And it's fast to make. It's already made. Because you could go fancy and bring your pita bread, a little bit of sauce, a little bit of cheese.
I'll stop you right there. I went with Big Al.
Okay.
And the man is I told you before, people, that guy is insane with knowledge. He makes his own pizza dough on camp.
Nice.
Like at the camp, makes the pizza dough. Like I see him just take out a bowl, put some flour in it, just start mixing his thing. I'm like, what is he doing? Like really? And the guys are just like,
and what does he bake it on?
So often what they would do, the boys from AOB, what they would do is bring a volcano. So for people at home that don't know what that is, it's pretty much a barbecue, a small barbecue with a cylinder shape, like it's a circle. It has a circle shape. You can put coils, you can use gas, or you can straight up put firewood in there. You choose, okay? And there's a grill on top. And on top of the grill, the
There's a
boys
lid.
have like a cover that's made for it. It becomes an oven. So he
Nice.
just freaking makes a pizza dough, put all the ingredients on top of the cheese, the pulled pork, because we're making pulled pork. Watch my last video.
Yeah.
We can do pulled pork on the trail, no
Yeah.
problem. And it just makes a real pizza. It's a little bit longer. I'll give you
No,
that. It's obviously longer, but it's the only thing you got to do. It's gonna be freaking amazing. Fresh pizza.
As the kids grow older,
Game changer.
Two things are gonna happen.
You know it.
Two things.
Two
you
things.
know it. Always two things.
Yeah.
Number one, we're gonna go for distance, right? So we're gonna go into the dry stuff. Or number two, we're gonna be like, you know what? Let's just go do dick for a weekend or two, 5 days on an island, fish, swim, cook good food. And that's when I would do it, right? When they're 12, 13, and then let's make some fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
For sure. But for
kids,
efficiency, my technique of taking an already cooked or made pizza and you make it into sandwiches, it works like a charm.
For
like
sure. I'm really curious, actually.
Yeah.
It's so simple. It is just so simple.
So that's my number one that I love. The number two that I absolutely love doing, that I do almost every trip with the kids, is I make tacos. So you go to the grocery store again and you buy the yellow package, like the I think it's just a taco package.
Yeah.
Soft shell, people. Soft shell.
Yes.
What
the heck?
Soft shell.
With adult soft shell. Unless you're
Let us know in the comments.
People.
Are you a soft shell kind of guy, or are you a hard shell kind of guy? If you're a hard shell, unsubscribe right now. Soft shell. So you get you'll get your grated cheese, you'll get some ground meat, and then you put it right on the ice. And that one I'll eat the first meal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the pizza, honestly, like the pepperoni, it doesn't need to be that cold. It needs to be cool. Let's say that. But like ground beef, you don't fuck around too long with that.
Absolutely.
Right? So it comes. So that taco mix will come with the seasoning. It'll come with the salsa, and it will come with the taco, the soft shell tacos or the hard shell tacos. And then you can get some cheese on the side, just grated cheese already. So that's another really simple one. Like, just throw everything in the pan, cook it, roll. Everybody loves it. It's simple. It's to the point. You're good to go. And by the way, all of my food that I will be presenting today, nothing like I like to think I'm fairly health conscious, but my food on the trail, it's like everything goes out the window. It's first of all, it's probably the only time I allow myself to cheat so much.
Yeah.
And I love it because I'm just like anyone else. I love pizza. I love all that crap. So it's the kind of the time I allow it to me. And second, it's simpler if you don't have any food restrictions out there. And you're going to be expending so much energy. It doesn't really matter. Unless you're at base camp, if you're going for distance and traveling, you're talking about calories. When I was talking about practicality earlier, it's all about calories there. You just need the energy to move forward. So
that's for sure.
But those are my two base camp, really fun, kind of like you have a cooler that you can bring with you. That's super simple to do. One pan solution, right? There's no like 4 different pots.
Yeah.
It's just one pan solution, moving on.
You know what I like as my number one? Super simple, but it needs to be fresh or cool. I take an Nalgene bottle, and I crack the numbers of eggs I think I'm going to be needing. So that means if it's only me, I'll put 3. For one meal, I'll put 3. If there's 2 of me, like me and you, I'll put 6. We're going to be there for 2 days, and I'll put 12. I don't care, but I crack them already. And I find it's the easiest way to transport eggs, knowing nothing's going to happen to them. They're in an Nalgene bottle already cracked.
And already cracked, yeah.
So
that's interesting. Why not that yellow egg container thing?
That fails. It's not.
Does it? I don't know.
It can. It easily can. So the fact that it's already in there, it's not going to leak. I can put it in my sleeve. So if it's a little bit warmer outside, I can protect it from the heat. And if it's really cool, well, it's not gonna froze on me because it's in the sleeve, and the Nalgene in the
sleeve, the
sleeve.
Nalgene sleeve.
Yeah, exactly. That is isolated. So by doing that, and I know I'm gonna be making omelets all the time, so it's already shaken. That way, I can put all the stuff already in there.
Oh, so you scramble them before?
Oh, I scrambled them in the bottle.
Oh, and then so you don't really know how many eggs, but you kind of go by,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So, but that works.
So you crack them and they're already scrambled.
Yeah, and I put the spices. Raw. Yeah, and they're raw, but they're raw. Yeah.
So obviously. How long can you keep cracked raw eggs? You think? I mean, how long have you gone?
Depending on the temperature. No, I didn't do 5 days. There were none left by that time. Usually after the second morning, there's no more eggs.
Yeah. Okay. So you can, but you know what's interesting with eggs? Like I've never gone down south, but like my buddy Dave has traveled down to Costa Rica and all that. He's like, man, all the eggs, they don't go in the fridge there. They're just stacked there.
But that's the thing. They shouldn't be. It's because the second you put them in the fridge, you cannot go back out.
So here's the deal. I'm supposed eventually over the next few years, I'm supposed to get chickens here. Oh, and what happens is when the chicken, my understanding, and I might be off a little bit, but I got this from a farmer that does this all the time. So I tried to listen as much as possible. But when the chicken lays its egg, it's got a film protector around it. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that you want to do before you crack your egg and you use it, you want to wash it. Why? Because the chicken will also shit and piss all over that egg. So you don't want to eat that. You don't want to cross-contaminate your food. So you wash it. But when you wash that egg, you feel that film. That it's not mucousy when it's dry, but when you wash it off, you can feel it kind of come off. And what that film does is, my understanding is that it seals it from the outside air. So even if there was a bit of a crack in the egg or whatever, it seals it so it protects the egg. So that's why you don't need to refrigerate them. I mean, not forever, but for a decent period of time. So
usually when you got fresh eggs like that, you eat them on the day, like on the same day that you got them. Usually.
Oh no! If you have 12 chickens, man, they're gonna lay 12 eggs a day, so you're gonna be giving them away. So you'll be stocking them for a couple of days, for weeks. Okay. For weeks, like actually, our friends who have all the chickens where we used to get a lot of eggs from, they get 12. They would stack them.
Just don't get 12 chickens.
That is the move. But for them, they were selling their eggs, right?
Yeah.
But they would keep their eggs like for weeks unrefrigerated. So my point is, if I do get because it's protected. It's designed to be like that.
Yeah. I guess so.
I mean, and it might not be. I don't know the exact length of time, but I know that. Yeah. Anyways, the point is, maybe one day we'll have fresh eggs, homegrown, and we can go for like we should.
Wow.
We imagine on our like a 4-day backpacking trip or
crack the fresh eggs.
Crack the eggs on the last day, my friend. Boom. Boom.
Could you imagine? That'd be so weird.
I'll take him sunny side up this time around, buddy. Getting sick of your scrambled crap.
Which brings me to my second favorite meal, which is kind of obvious.
Okay.
It's pretty much any kind of meat. Bring a steak. Bring ribs. Bring pork chops. Okay? It's easy. On the first day, it's just easy. You put them, you know what I started to do? I don't even put them on a grill. Like a steak, I mean, I don't even put it on a grill. I put them on the coils straight.
On the coals.
On the coals. Straight on the coals now. It's freaking delicious. Obviously, don't do that with like ribs. You're going to lose after your meal there.
Yeah, it's going to... You're going to be left with the bones as you pull it.
Exactly. That's pretty sad. But another smart move, I think, is just froze, if you like to say, froze your pork chops and put your steak on top. So first night you're going to eat in your steak. And by the time those pork chop unfreeze, you're going to be good for tomorrow's supper. They're still going to be fine.
If you stack them up.
If you stack them up properly, yeah. Okay. That's another smart move to keep having fresh food on the shelf.
I mean, steak on a fire is something else. Meat on the fire is something else.
Something else.
Because
fish on the fire is something else.
Yeah. And it's like, with steak, one of the things that like people was like, it's always like not at home on a barbecue, it's pretty easy, but like, when you overcook it, it really can ruin the taste.
Yeah.
But on a fire, I mean, like there's like
so
well done, and then there's well done. Even a well done piece of steak on a fire is so juicy and smoky, and it's got like.
I would not be cheap on my steak when I go camping for that exact reason. Because if you take if you take a cheap steak, it's gonna be like robbery if you overcook it, for sure.
Like rubbery, yeah.
So if you
sure, but no, for sure, like a thick steak is the way to go. It's great. But last summer I brought again with the kids just a T-bone, half an inch thick. And
that's good. That's good. Half an inch is good.
And it was I mean, it might have been $15.
But then again,
expensive as shit, right?
It's a T-bone. It makes a huge difference, the fact that it's a T-bone, because you got the bone, you got fat in there, you got a lot of stuff going your way.
Yeah, no, you don't take a sirloin steak out like that's gonna taste like a fucking puck, right? Like that's gonna be rough. Yeah, no, you take like something with the ribeye with a ton of fat in it will help. The T-bone is nice. The tomahawk one is nice as well, nice and thick. But yeah, man. And people can be afraid of like cooking an expensive piece of meat on there, but honestly, like even if it's overcooked, like even if it's not medium rare or rare and it's just well done, it's still super juicy somehow. On a barbecue, it doesn't work like that. It's you know what I mean?
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I have no idea. And
is it the smoke? I don't know.
And here's the other trick, and that's with every meal. Okay, knowledge drop here. Let it cool down.
Of course.
Fucking take it off and wait 5 minutes. Do yourself a favor. First, it finishes cooking there, right? So like you can take it out a little early, let it finish, and it's so much more enjoyable. Like the tastes are so much more complex, I guess, or I don't know what it is, but people eat way too fast all the time.
Absolutely agree with you, buddy. I cook my steak like depending on the size, obviously. It's between like 2 minutes, 30 seconds each side, and then I let it cool 5 minutes. Yeah. And it's always freaking dead on. It's amazing. Amazing.
You know, another really fun meal that I like to do is fondue.
That was my second meal.
There you go.
I said, actually, that's my third meal, I should say.
Go ahead, then.
I was going with fondue because you can do fondue during winter and during summer. Yeah. And it's dead on stupid easy to do. Yeah. Again, I take an Nalgene bottle. I put
the broth in there.
The broth in it. And then I already brought my titanium pot, right?
Yeah.
So I got my pot. But then if I know we're going to be feeding 4 people, I'll get a freaking bigger pot than...
A bigger pot, yeah.
A bigger pot. You put your broth in there. And you don't go fancy. Especially during winter, it's going to be... Your meat's going to be frozen. You unpack this, you put it all...
Throw it all in there.
Throw it all in there.
The veggies, the meat, everything goes in. And then you fish it out later.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, when everyone is full, you drink the broth.
Yes.
During winter, oh my God. It's the best thing ever. And you can also do a cheese fondue that way.
What do you mean?
Okay, so it's better during fall. I've done it during winter, but I think it would be much better during fall. So you just bring your
the mix.
The mix. Yeah, you bring your cheese.
White wine, garlic,
You make your cheese fondue and you just take the bread out and go in that pot and eat the freaking melting cheese, and it's just awesome.
That is awesome.
It's just awesome. It's just
we do it all the time here in the cabins in the Gatineau Park when we go like cross country skiing and we go to a cabin just for an evening for dinner. Yeah. We do cheese fondue all the time. And you remember last episode we did the stoves? No, the one before.
The one before.
Episode 2, we did the stoves. The actual stove, like the bigger guy in the orange box, like the Lixada that you have, and mine might be the Tom Shoe, I can't remember. That one with a 4-liter pot of my pot systems that I have from MSR. We do it in there because you can just put it nice and low.
Yeah.
Just do it slowly in there. You have to stir constantly. It's so easy. But those are like so far those are fairly heavy options. Like on your back,
Yes.
they're not ideal. With a sled that you're pulling behind you, great. When I go bike packing and I have a massive chariot behind me that I'm pulling, they're great. When I go canoe camping and I'm going to be stationary somewhere or I'm not doing any portaging, they're great. Do you have anything else in that category that you want to share? Another meal, though?
I'd say anything that you can cook, any meal that you're cooking at home in the oven, you can do in a Dutch oven.
Yes.
So bring the Dutch oven.
Be ready for the weight, though. Like a cast iron Dutch oven.
But as you said, and if you're thinking you're not gonna go far, there's no portage, you got a sled. It's perfect. That's what we did on my last trip, Big Al and I. Brought a sled, put the Dutch oven in there, and we made pulled pork. Like, who does pulled pork?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Exactly.
And a trick with the Dutch oven that most people don't know is that the lid that you put on has a ledge, right? Mm-hmm. It has a lip all around.
Yeah.
And that's designed for you to take the coals and put it on top. So you can just put your Dutch oven in the fire or you can hang it. Yeah. But if you want to cook like a
full
bread,
oven? Exactly.
So what you do is you take some coals out, you stand it on top of the coals, and you take other coals and you put it on top, and now it cooks evenly both sides.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. We did our tacos that way. We did cinnamon buns last year that way. Like I'm telling you, you can do anything. It's an oven. It's basically an oven.
So. A Dutch oven is pretty nice. Obviously cast iron.
Exactly. Yeah. So really, really heavy.
Yeah, super heavy. And and you don't bring like your mom's like emerald Dutch oven, like it's cast iron, but it's like it's cute looking. It's not black. It's like blue, orange.
Yeah. Don't do that.
It's gonna go dark.
She's gonna kill you guys. You're gonna be disowned. Don't do that.
Dude, me and my buddy Dave, for his 30th birthday, I think. All he wanted to do, he's like, Marty, I want to go fish and cook on a fire. So we took my boat out on the river. We just beached somewhere. And he brought, like, what we did is Gaspésien, which is another great meal. Okay. So Gaspésie is a region in Quebec, right?
Yeah. I love this. I love this region.
It's a great place, but I don't know why he called it a Gaspésien. I don't even know if it's a thing, but it's pretty simple. You get Italian sausages or big sausages. You take buns and you just have cheese curds. That's it. Okay. And it's super good. Just as is. You can add ketchup if you want, but that's another one that I do with the kids all the time, that it's so super easy and it's good. But he brought his emerald pan to do the fire, and it went so fucking dark. And listen, 6 months or 8 months later, I'm at his place and I'm like, dude, how'd you get that fucking thing to come back? Right? Because it was dark. It was just like coals and he's like, here's what I did. I spent 5 minutes a night, 6 months straight. I never missed a night. He's like, I'm going to bring this thing. And he just scrubbed it 5 minutes a night. Just scrubbed it, left it there, came back the next day, scrubbed it a little bit more. Dedication.
I bought another one and kept the old one.
No, the guy went full on dedication.
Oh my God. It makes me think, though, the sausage that it makes me think of a light meal. And when I say light, it's weight wise.
Yeah.
A light meal, really tasty, really simple, and you're going to be full. It is probably the only English meal that is really good. It's called a mash and bang, people. So you take potatoes, mashed potatoes, but powdered mashed potatoes. You make those. So you got them there, my man. So you got those. They're super cheap. It's not worthy to make them. Like, I could make my own powdered mashed potato at home, but it's so not worthy to do this.
Don't waste your time.
Exactly. Just buy the package there, and then you cook your sausage. A big freaking jumbo sausage of any kind you want. That can be Italian, can be Polish, can be anything.
Spicy,
fancy. Like, there's so like bison sauce. I don't care. Yeah. You make one or two of those, then you bring it's called demi-glace. Okay,
Okay.
so it's a little package. It's to make a sauce. So it's a
Okay.
sauce that is called demi-glace. It's a French sauce. Like I
Okay.
don't actually think there's an
What is it?
English
What does
name
it
for it.
look like? Gravy
It's a gravy. It's brown.
Okay.
It looks like gravy. It's brown. It's much better if you make it with wine, like half wine, half water. It's gonna
Sure.
be half red wine, half water. It's gonna be just that much better.
Okay.
But you make your sauce. You make your mashed potatoes. You cook your sausage, and you just put everyone together.
Yeah.
Mash and bang, people.
Mash and bang.
Mash and bang. It's amazing. And because everything is in powder, or pretty much, it's
Yeah.
super lightweight. It's
Yeah.
really cheap. And I mean, you need hot water. That's it.
Yeah. That's all you need. Yeah.
That's all you need. Hot water,
That's pretty
put your
cool.
sausage on the fire, and boom.
Yeah.
It's so good. It is so
Nice.
good. I think it is underestimated to bring broth and sauce and gravy. There's so much
Sure.
thing you can upgrade
Yeah.
a meal so
Yeah.
much with adding some gravy.
Powdered
Yeah.
broth. Yeah, for sure, man. You can
Yeah.
add a lot of taste to it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've been experimenting, and I'll show some of the stuff here soon. But I've been experimenting with that just to kind of add some taste to the different things for sure.
I think we've been pretty good with
Yeah.
the stage 1 of the trail. Let's go in stage 2. That
Stage
means
2.
you're on the second day, third day, fourth day, or weight is an issue,
Or yeah, weight is an issue.
exactly,
Portaging.
exactly. What do you have?
Or the simplest way to cook on the trail, right?
And-
That's
and-
the other thing too.
I'll add something because I know you, and I know it's gonna come up. Or money is an issue. And when I
or
say
money's an
that,
issue.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying Marty's broke. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Marty found a way to have like the cheapest money-wise meal, but get the most out of it, and it's
Yeah.
really incredible, people.
I
Like
like
I
it a
feel
lot.
like a dumbass not doing the same right now.
Well,
We'll get into
let's-
that. I'm just saying.
Let's hit some of the most popular ones first, right? So obviously on the food, what most people will be talking. With food on the trail, what most people will be talking about is dry food, right? So freeze dried meals. There you go. You've got a yak here. I have an empty package here, and I'll explain why later. What is that? Backpacker pantry. This is your faux soup from the time
there
we
we
were
go.
the faux soup from last
Look
time,
out.
and then.
That video, Adirondacks.
Yes, from the Adirondacks, early January. No,
Mhm.
it was mid-February, end of February. It came
Man
out.
of
Anyways,
February, yeah.
for this is going to be a bit of a plug for anybody out there who has a lot of food restrictions. Okay, whether it's a diet or you're one of you're gluten-free, intolerant. Vegan, whatever it might be your situation. Like for example, for my wife, she's going through a lot of different, we're trying to figure out a lot of different things, and we figured it out, which is kind of neat. So now we're kind of working our way out.
That's good.
She can't just eat pastas. Like her body just doesn't work. So I found nice. That's not my Jim Beam this time around.
No, it's rum. People
just showed me a bottle of rum. Nice. But I found this company. Listen, if you live in Canada, it's ridiculous expensive. Like between the exchange rate, the shipping cost, and you get hit at the borders for like import fees and stuff like that. I think I might have spent close to $20 a meal in those.
What?
But here's the deal.
I just told the people that you were going to.
Yeah.
What is this, man?
I did that for Nat, right? Because for me, it's like if I want to go out with my wife, I need an option for her to be able to eat. Right. So
Fasting,
I said
that's the option, brother.
Fast for 5 days. So for me, I said, listen, I'll spend $300, but it'll last us like 4 years. Like you only eat 2 of those. You know what I mean? Or like 5 of those a year. And then I bought 25, right? Whatever it might be, right? Because if you're going to pay for shipping already, buy a lot. If you're going to pay for import fees, buy a lot. Like it's just like border fees. Like that's the way to go. But if you live in the States, it's a lot more affordable. But it's the company's called Wild Zora. And it's everything like it's gluten-free, paleo. It's literally vegetables with like different paleo, like no gluten, grains, nuts, milk, or added sugar. Like, but 310 calories for like $18. I think it's $15 American, $12 American. So I mean,
$20
like
American,
I said,
that's like $30 Canadian.
No. It's like it's 12 or 15 American. So for us, it's close to 20.
Okay.
For us, it's close to 20 plus shipping. That's why I bought so much, right? I bought a
Yeah.
box of them. But for me, again, for Nat, that was my only way to get her out. And 310 calories for Nat, that's enough with some snacks around. It's
She's
fine.
gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's fine. So for me, this is as fancy
gold.
as it gets. In terms of taste, it's good. It's a little bland. It's a little is bland the right word? No, it's a little not tasteless, but it's not the most
bland.
Yeah, it's not that flavorful. But it tastes like the vegetables. No, but you know what I mean? Like it's a meal of vegetables, so it tastes like the vegetables. You're not taking that away, but it's not like your full soup here.
Spice. Yeah,
that had all the spices, but it also has all the things that kills my wife slowly, right? So that's that's the other thing. So these are obviously, the number one place people go for, and for most beginners, you're gonna spend $12 to $15 Canadian on there. If any good shop, right? You've got Yaks. What's the price tag on yours right now?
That one is it's a pad thai, and it's $11.99. Mountain House makes, I think they're okay. I mean,
yeah, they're fine.
Sure, you're not going to be eating a steak. It's dry food, people, but it can be pretty okay.
Your expectations have to drop when you go in the dry food. You know what I mean? Like definitely. In a sense that it's got to drop. Like and it will make you gassy like nothing else does. Like, let's be honest here.
Not me, but not me.
Me, Big Al. Big Al will murder people with his farts on this.
Did you? Can I show it to people?
Yeah, you got this shirt.
Explain this to people right now. Explain this shirt. Read it out loud and explain it.
All right. So, well, it says keep calm, mais faut que ça cesse immédiatement. So it's got to stop immediately for our English friends out there. So we were 2 years ago when we went to the Adirondacks. I was crazy sick. Like in my video, it's posted. I can barely speak. Like I don't have any voice.
I don't even understand how you made that trip. And you were making laps around me. Jeez,
I'm congested. I can't breathe. I can't taste anything. I'm just like super sick, but it's my one time a year. There's no way I'm gonna miss it. So anyway, so we go out, but Al ate like some fucking black bean shit, whatever it was, some kind of meal, and he just kept farting. And I can't even taste my own food. Yeah. Like I don't understand.
But you can smell that.
But I can still smell that. And then I just got super upset at one point. I'm like, what did I say? I said, okay, là faut que ça cesse immédiatement.
It gotta stop. It's gotta stop now.
Right now. So the guys
exploded. We laughed
everybody
so much.
Everybody just fucking laughed their asses off. And then when they got home, they made me a t-shirt.
Yeah, Nick.
Which is
we
perfect.
Gotta say thanks to Nick from Aube for that. He made us a t-shirt and a cup.
Yeah, and a mug.
That epic moment.
Yeah, that was a great time.
Wow, that was great.
So yeah. So, but these are the way to go for sure. For me, I go so much. And my problem is when I go, a lot of times, it's not only me. I go with 2 other kids. I'll go with my wife as well. So we're going to be 4. So you got to think like for us, if we go with the pantry or the backpacker pantry, or we go with Mountain House meal, one meal, $15 a meal, 4 people, $60 for one dinner.
And then you got like 2, 3, 4 dinners.
Yes. But here's the deal. There's a lot of pros to this, right? Okay. All you got to do with this thing, with these meals, the freeze-dried meals from Mountain House, is you open them up, you add water, you seal them, you wait 10 minutes, and you eat them. At the end, you roll them all up on themselves, you stack them all within each other, and that's your garbage. You have no dishes,
Yeah.
Except your spork, your long spork, you have no
Yeah.
dishes. You didn't have to do anything. You boiled water. It's like the first skill you have to learn. If you're going to go camping, learn how to
You know how to
boil
boil
water.
water.
It's the simplest and the most important skill you're going to learn. You boil water, you throw it in there, you're ready to eat. And honestly, for most beginners, even though I'm against these in a way just because I think it's outrageous how expensive they are, considering that it's not like if this was the only thing you ate in your diet day to day,
You
okay,
would die.
you would die so
Cancer
fast.
for sure.
Like so much preservatives go in these
Yeah.
and all that. So again, like for like if you're gonna eat 5 a year, nobody cares. But for me, it's like okay, I can't spend that. But for any beginner, go for that.
Yeah.
If you're like me and you're looking for another option, I've got some great options for you.
I'm just saying the yak one.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're much better on the preservative
Yeah.
question, I'll say, because they're only good for a year or two, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mountain House are good for 25 years. So obviously, if you're making a bunker because you want to hide yourself from COVID-19, take the Mountain House. But then if you're thinking, okay, I want to kind of be healthy-ish,
Yeah. The
but I'm a
yak yaks are
beginner,
better for that. Yeah.
yak are better. But again, you had a bad time with one of those meals because you did not read properly on the bag.
Did we talk about this in the
You
previous
did, we
episode?
did.
But yeah.
We did.
So I don't want to bash the company because they do make some really good meals.
Absolutely.
Taste-wise, they're fantastic. But the problem is do read the instructions because it's not all their freeze-dried meals that they're add water.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you need to actually put them in a pot and kind of cook it for 5-10 minutes, like on a low simmer, which is fine. Like but it doesn't reach the goal of simplicity, fast, zero skill, just boil, pour, eat, moving on, right? But if you're like me and you go with a lot of people, I tell all my friends now when they go out camping to keep
their bags,
their packaging, like the bag that the dry food comes in, because what I do is I wash it. It's a bit tedious, but you can rinse them and open them up and put them all in the dishwasher, so with all the heat to it, it'll disinfect them. And what I do is I reuse them, and that's what I'll show you guys what I do to make my own freeze-dried meal without having to dehydrate anything. So ready to jump into that?
Absolutely, buddy.
Okay, so there's a couple of things.
Actually, I want to pause on one thing.
Yeah.
I want to pause on one thing. Do we want to go on snacks before we hit that? Because once we hit this, where you're going, we're going for a while because it's really, really smart. Really,
so let's do breakfast real quick.
Okay.
I don't have a ton of options for breakfast. I just have the simplest one to go because I'm, again, practicality for me. Let's do snacks and then finish with dinner, and then that'll wrap it up.
I like that.
So breakfast, do you have any packaging in front of you for like
honestly
the quick
for breakfast? I got 3 options that I do.
Okay.
I got 2 in front of me right now, but there's 3 options that I made. The first one I already mentioned. I'll make myself some eggs if I got time. Yeah. Bacon and eggs, whatever. Boom. Yeah. Second option, we talked about it. It's dry food. There is dehydrated food at our breakfast that you can make, and that's easy. But if you on the go, you want to start your day, boom, boom, boom. There's one thing I really like doing, and it works. And I do this when I go fishing. You know, when you get up at like 4:30 a.m. To go fish, you're not gonna be making breakfast. Because you want to be on the water fishing, you'll come back at like, I don't know, 9, and then maybe you'll make yourself a real breakfast, at that time. Yeah. But what I like to do then, a Cliff Bar, super easy. And that acts also as a snack, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cliff Bar, during wintertime, keep those in your pocket, people.
They'll break your teeth. They'll legit break your teeth. You got to keep those warm. Yeah, you got to be careful because you don't want to break your teeth out there.
If you're doing a lot of millage and you're just like, we got to start the day early, and like we got to keep going. I've learned that trick, to be honest, when I trained for a half marathon. It's little gels they will give you a push of energy, but you got to be smart with them. It is basically sugar. Okay. So if you're doing like distances and you're like, okay, I've been paddling for 10K now, I need a boost. This is really great. If you start your morning really early, really early, and you're on the trail because you want to reach a high peak for
sunrise.
Sunrise. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bring those. You're really going to be happy. And the last thing, it's about coffee. Okay. And I think
I didn't bring coffee. How did I not think about that?
Oh my God. Okay. But I did not bring what you think for coffee. Okay.
Go for it.
It's another option. Like everyone knows about like the Starbucks and the Nesquik little package of coffee. Instant package. But there's a smart way to do this. And I think you're going to like it. It goes in your mindset. Right? It's a big bottle that I got in my hand right now.
Okay.
And this is powdered espresso. Okay, so you
Nespresso? Or just espresso?
It's from Nescafe. It's called Gold Espresso. It's a big bottle for people just listening. But it's powdered coffee. So you put like a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons and you make yourself an Americano. But the thing is, because it's like, I don't know, I think it's $6 for a big bottle. You can make yourself like, I don't know, 200 coffees with that. Maybe.
Yeah, that's
like,
good.
To be honest, like maybe,
how does it taste though?
Again, your expectation has to be a little bit lower because you're on the trail, right? It's not going to taste like your Starbucks coffee, but then it is really not that bad. It is really not that bad. Yeah. So I'm thinking you can make a ton of coffee with this. Don't bring the freaking full thing. Put that in a Ziploc bag, you know? Put how much you think you need in a Ziploc bag and then just scoop it out, boom, boom. Make yourself a quick coffee.
And does that come with creamer and sugar already, or it's just coffee?
This one is just coffee. Obviously, there's an option that comes with the creamer and sugar mixed in. No worries, and you can go with the Starbucks one. But if you want like a strong coffee, like you need your espresso or Americano,
black,
this is a very neat option for breakfast again. But then again, I drink coffee even for dinner.
Yeah,
all day long.
All day long.
All day long.
Yeah. My main source of hydration.
Basically. There used to be water in there. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I didn't think of coffee, but instant packages for me is the way to go. I do have, maybe in a future episode, I'll show you a couple of more options, but that'll be for later. For breakfast, the one thing you didn't talk about is oatmeal, right?
Oh, but that's the basic.
And that's the basic, but for the folks at home that are just starting, you buy the instant packaging of oatmeals. You buy them at Costco. You'll have like 30, 50 meals in there, and it's pretty cheap.
It is.
For me, my problem with the instant oats, like the instant oatmeal packages, is that I need like 4 of these for breakfast.
Is it a problem?
No, the problem is that, first of all, in the concept of trying to save money, I found another solution, and to not to have to carry 4 and try, because here's the other thing. What I like about those instant packages is you open them up, you pour the hot water right in the packaging. Yeah. Right. And you eat out of the packaging. And my favorite way to go for a snack, cold soak it.
I was about to say, Marty, you know you do cold soak with those.
And people are like, oh, it's disgusting. I'm like, listen.
Try it, people. Just try it. It tastes the same.
No, it's not. No. It's better warm. Yes. It's better warm, but it's good enough cold. You know what I mean? Like
for a snack around the fire,
it's like I could either try to boil. Well, I could either boil water, wait around, make it, or like eat it within the next like 10 seconds.
You're right.
So it's just good enough. You know what I mean? But so what I do personally now is I go right to Costco and I get these bags. So you get like 2 of these bags.
What are those? Quicker bags, people.
2.5 kilograms of quick oats.
How many meals?
Make sure you get quick oats. Yeah, you get a ton of meals out of this. But here's the thing: these are bland. Like they just come like it's just the oats. And what you realize once you start, and you're gonna have to practice your recipe at home before you bring it out on the trail. So what I'll do is I have smaller of these guys. You can use Ziploc bags for all this, but you have to use freezer bags. Yes. If they're not freezer bags and you put boiling water in them, they'll melt on you.
Yeah, so that's weird, eh? You should be called boiling bag.
Yeah, I guess so, right? So you get the smaller ones, and then you experiment a little bit. If you look at the back of an instant oatmeal package, what you realize is that about a third of what's in there is sugar, some form of sugar.
I
So
know.
if you want your oatmeal to taste the way you're used to having it, throw in the sugar. Don't
But
even
we gotta
like
tell them. We gotta tell them. You actually FaceTime called me
yeah
once, and you're like, "Okay, we're making this. Like, you gotta be
yeah
part of
right
this. So
now
you wait right now." And you just take your first bite, and you're like, "What the heck is this?" And I
because
was
it
like,
was
"Did you add sugar?" You're like, "I want to make this healthy." And like, "Did you add sugar? Just add
yeah
sugar." And you're like,
yeah
at one point, we figured that it's actually like two parts sugar, one part oatmeal. Like the packages that you regularly buy.
yeah
That's
yeah
pretty much it. Two
yeah.
third sugar,
So
one
you
part.
got to
Man,
throw down.
you
So a
got to.
couple
You
of
got to.
options for sugar: maple flakes. They're
Yes.
great. Brown
Yes.
sugar is great. I stay away from the white refined sugar just because I have other options. Here's the kicker: you throw in a probably 2 teaspoons. That's a bit more expensive, but it adds a lot of powdered cocoa milk.
Yes.
Adds a
Oh,
lot
that's
to it.
so smart.
And
Yes.
then you can add some chia seeds in there, which what happens to the chia seeds is it really fills you up because it'll kind
It
of
expand.
like it expands and it creates that gelatin and it what it does is it also like it pushes against the wall of your stomach and it makes you feel full. So that's great. And this what I love putting in them is these dried apples.
Oh yeah.
Right?
We made an experience with those, and I don't want people to make the same mistake at home with those. And it was my fault. I told you, buddy, put those in your blender
Yeah.
and make them a powder. It's gonna be like just so much easier. But we tried that. No good.
Yeah.
It needs
No
to be
good.
whole.
Yeah, well, you just crunch them with your hands in there,
Yeah.
and you put a ton of them. If you want, you could add some dry mangoes in there, which I have here, which are phenomenal for snacks as well. But we'll get back
Oh
to that.
yes, they are.
So, like for breakfast, that's what I've been doing. A lot of oatmeals. I love it. I make my own. You can get any kind of dry fruits in there. It's kind of good. The kids love it. It's great. Another thing that I have yet to try, but I'm sure it's phenomenal, is you get granola. First of all, you can have cereals all you want camping. So you can buy whatever cereals you like. I like granola cereals, like anyways, any kind of granola cereals. And then
Raisin
what
bran,
you could
baby.
do, Raisin bran. No, the nice one with like big oats and anyways.
Yeah.
And then you'll put them in there. And what you do in there is the packaging, like any kind of like that one doesn't have to be a freeze dried bag. It could be just a regular Ziploc bag, and then you put your powdered milk in there and your powdered coconut milk in there already. Add water. You can have some freeze dried blueberries in there if you want as well, and you'll have like legit cereals on the trail. And all you didn't even boil water that morning. You added water. You shake it around in there, and it's actually really like because Mountain House makes something very similar.
It does. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So it's the same thing. So I have yet to try it, but I'm 100% sure it's freaking tasty. So
it will be.
Those are kind of the breakfast ideas. Going into the snacks now. Do you have any snacks in front of you?
I pretty much show them. To be honest, I eat Cliff Bar as a snack. Cliff Bar, beef jerky. It's pretty much to go to. If you got some nuts, maybe like some trail mix, but trail mix is pretty heavy.
Trail mix is heavy. One of my favorite, and what I'm showing the camera right now is just you get it at Costco. It's the organic dried mangoes. There's no sugar added to it. Like, because you can get a version that are like sugar added to it, and it's insane sweet.
Got those.
Yeah, just the regular ones, and even in the wintertime yes, they do freeze, but they also thaw really fast in your mouth, and you can just kind of.
It's like a little game for yourself.
Yeah, you can just play with it. You can kind of chew it as you walk. So dried mangoes for me is a huge hit on the trail. The kids love it as well. So because it's good. Let's be honest, it's fucking candies. Let's be honest, it's candy. Cliff Bars are the way to go. The kids are not huge fans of Cliff Bars.
But to be honest, Cliff Bar don't taste that great. Let's be honest there, people. They don't taste that
Let's talk real here. Real talk. Hashtag.
Hashtag real talk. Cliff Bar, not great for the taste. You know what I found actually at Bulk Barn? And it's the only place I found those. They make huge cookies. Like
Yes.
an inch thick, almost an inch thick, half an inch to be honest. Really big cookies, mostly fat and sugar. A lot of calories, but when you're hiking that switch, you're looking for calories.
For calories.
They're much tastier than the Cliff Bar. Like for me personally, they're probably twice the price.
Yeah,
that's the downfall. But those are huge, and I tell you, people, when I get out one of those cookies, people are looking at me like, "What is it gonna take? Like,
what is it gonna take?
What's the deal? Like, what can we do here? You know, give me some love. You know,
for sure, man.
Show me some love for those cookies. I don't have any of them right now because I eat them all on our last trip, and I just buy a couple of them. It's Bulk Barn is the only place I found them, and it sucks because you can't buy like a big box of those, you know. And
to give like some concrete examples to people, Bulk Barn is a Bulk Barn is a great place to go to get a lot of your snacks. And even like if you want to, and we'll be getting more into the dinners, but like the powdered cheese and that kind of stuff, right?
Powdered milk. Powdered everything, they got it.
Bulk Barn is awesome for that. Costco is my other favorite store for all of that. Like most of everything I showed you guys came from Costco. Actually, everything I showed you guys came from Costco except for the Wild Zora, the packaging of the backpacker pantry. The rest is all from Costco. It's a great place to go. So those, and then the grocery stores for a couple of more things, but those are the least expensive ones. Right, so if we dive into, another thing I have actually that I have here for the kids.
Yes, for the snacks.
Yeah, for the snacks before we get into dinner. So I bought these on Amazon for the people that are just listening to us. They're literally, you can get Go Squeeze, I think they're called, which is basically like applesauce that the kids can kind of unscrew the top and then just kind of suck out. It's like a square package, basically. But on Amazon, you can buy these easy squeeze reusable food and drink pouch, which is basically you fill them up from the bottom. There's a very like robust Ziploc kind of setup down there. You fill them up from the bottom, and then you close them really well. Make sure they're closed well so they don't leak on you. And this is great for snacks on the trail. I've tried a couple things with them. So first thing I've learned with these guys, never use them in the winter. Okay?
Very important.
Very important, because I wasted 4 bags from the last winter trip. Because what happened is everything froze in there, obviously, because it was -40. When I got home, even though they unthawed, the action of freezing and thawing, when I opened the Ziploc portion of it, they all ripped on me.
Really?
Yeah, they all ripped on me. So they're not designed to withstand like crazy cold. So keep them for 3 seasons. They're going to be great. One thing that I do is I get peanut butter and I put Nutella in the blender. I mix it up.
You're making yourself a Reese.
A Reese's Piece, my friend. I fill these up, and then they're just like nut butter. As I walk, I just take a couple. It's pretty sweet and dense, so you don't eat. Like you can have one of those packaged for the weekend.
Oh, for sure.
That would be enough. Like you just don't want to eat that much sugar, but it gives you a bit of a kick. You just kind of suck on it a little bit from time to time. For the kids, applesauce.
Boom.
You buy the big jars of applesauce at Costco. You fill those up. You bring them up for the weekend. It's great, and you don't have to have a spoon. You don't have any.
I love it.
I love it. This is a great option for that.
Yes.
All right, let's dive into the dinners. Because how long have we been into this so far?
So far, we're an hour 15 in.
All right, so we're
good in time.
Good. We're good in time. So here's the deal. So I already told you you're gonna need some bags, okay? And what you're looking for the bags, you can have the freezer bags, Ziploc bags works. But if you're gonna use a lot of food comes in kind of Ziploc, Ziploc robust bags, like they're really thick. if you can find bags that have aluminum inside of them,
bullseye.
So whatever snack you're snacking on that comes in a Ziploc kind of style bag, look at the inside. If you feel like they're robust, like they're thick and they're like, okay, I could reuse those a couple of times, keep them because they're going to be useful. And then what I usually do is I make a combination of things here, but it cost me. So full disclosure, I bought 21 dinners that are going to be 1,200 calories each, which is huge. Okay, like a big meal for a mountain house. For a mountain house will be what, 800 calories a big
600,
meal?
600.
600. So you're getting close to like 1,000, some cases 1,200.
Boom.
And I bought 21 meals for $60.
Jesus Christ.
Like that. Right? So there was a sale, so I bought most of the stock. Plus, I mean, like, it was kind of like the right timing with the fact that we thought the world was going to end a couple of weeks ago, so we needed something to stack. And I mean, I'm not reinventing the wheel. A lot of people are doing that for whatever reason. I had never seen it, and I started to think about it. Then once I started to think about it, I realized a lot of people are already doing it, but they're not doing it the way that I'm doing it, because I add a bit of a twist. So the way to go is these Knorr Sidekick.
Are you doing like a ramen bomb?
That's another version. So when you're putting a dinner together, you need kind of three components. You need your starches, you need your vegetables, and you need your proteins.
Yes.
Okay. And you kind of want to learn to mix the way you like it for yourself. I go for a shit ton of calories personally. Okay. So I just put a lot of stuff in there. But the best way to go for your starches is the side Knorr. And this will have, anyways, you can count it on there. I don't want to count it, but the point is it's got a decent amount of calories. What I used to do is I used to bring 2 of these for one meal. The problem is that the powdered sauce that's in there is so salty that if I would double it up, the recipe
it would be insane.
It would be so potent, especially at the bottom. If you didn't mix it well, I'd be drinking water all night. And it's just like, it feels like you're drying out from the inside as you're eating that fucking thing. So, but one is not big enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I pair it up with a Mr. Noodle. And all I take out of this is I take the seasoning out, and I just use them for the noodle because it's like 25 cents. 10 cents maybe, I don't know, like it's so dirt cheap. And I mix the 2 of them together, and some of the Knorr side will require milk and will require butter. It's not a problem. Milk, you put powdered milk, whatever the amount, and butter, even if it's going to be plus 30, man, your butter can last 4 days easy. Okay. Right. And that's when I'm picking this up. That's when recuperating these Ziploc bags or the old Mountain House comes in super handy, because you don't want to carry, for me, I don't like carrying too many things, and I don't want to cook these in my pot. Right. Because the thing that I like about the freeze-dried meals is the fact that it's only add water and there's no dishes. So I recuperate these. What I'll do is when I'm home, I'll crack open a sidekick, throw it in there. I'll take one of the Mr. Noodles or ramen, it's called in the States. I'll crack it up. I'll throw it in there. So now I have all my starches. For vegetables, I found the best option ever, because dehydrating vegetables is not that hard. It's very simple, but for me, I just don't want to take the time to do any of this. I want it to be as simple and as simple and as cheap as possible. In Canada, we have Metros. I think it's across Canada. At very least, it's across. It's called a Metro, and they sell dehydrated vegetables already. That comes in a package like this for like $1.50, $1.50, $2, and it's like onions, carrots, onions, potatoes, leek, green pepper, red pepper, celery, tomato, parsley. Okay, all in there, and these are for people that just want to make soup the lazy way. Ultimately, they're designed to just throw in your soup. But these are my vegetables. So I put both of my Sidekick and my Mr. Noodle. I'll throw some vegetables in there. And then all I have left to add to this
is your protein.
Is protein. Couple of ways to do protein. the one that so you can use pepperettes, beef jerky, whatever you want. Just cut it, especially beef jerky, cut it up small, because if it's too big, it's going to be hard. It's just, you want a piece of everything as you eat. But what I found at Costco that I absolutely love is these guys here. Crumbled bacon. Oh, not bacon bites. This is legit bacon. Like, well, I mean, obviously it's some kind of fake bacon with a bunch of preservatives in it, let's be honest, but it's not. God, it smells so good. It's already cooked bacon, like crumbled bacon. It's not bacon bites. The bacon bites are dry, right?
Yeah.
And you add some of that to it. I add it to all of them. My personal favorite for the sidekicks is anything with cheese. The ones with the chicken broth and all that, I don't like it as much, but they're just as good. Another really good option that I found lately that I really love for protein is these guys here. And they're basically the tuna, but in a tearaway packaging. Like, it's not tuna in a can, right? So it's a package that you can just tear away, and then you can just add to your meals, or you can just eat as a snack. Like, that's also a great high protein snack. What I like doing as well is I take a small plastic bottle of like orange juice or apple juice, like 200 milliliters, maybe 8 ounces. It's not very big. And I'll add some olive oil in there. So it's a nice container to bring olive oil. Yes. You just throw the olive oil right with the tuna.
The tuna.
Some packaging comes with olive oil in it. In where I live, I have not yet found it. So kind of, these are kind of the two ways. I have another one that I like as well, but it's a bit more complicated. Some of the what's it called? What's the rice guy?
Uncle Ben?
Uncle Ben's, yes. Some of the Uncle Ben's that you can get will come like this in these packages. Okay, so this one is one from Costco. It's cooked brown rice and quinoa.
I abuse those.
Huh?
I abuse them.
Yes,
I get this so often. Yeah.
So these are good just to start like this, but the thing is that they're designed to be either put in a microwave, or to be cooked with I guess, on your pan for a while, right? They're not designed to just add water. It's not good, because the thing is, they don't need water. They need to be warmed up.
Right.
But again, to keep it as simple as possible, the way I found to do that is I'll take either half a packaging of this, because that's a lot of calories in there, by the way, or a full package. And what I'll do is I'll mix it with maybe half with a little bit of powdered potatoes. Of mashed potatoes. And what that does is, when I add the water to the mix, so I'll add the bacon, I'll add the vegetables. When I add the water to the mix, the water gets sucked by the mashed potatoes, yet it warms up my quinoa and my rice.
Yes!
And then
that's the spirit. I love it.
And then to add some taste to this, you can add some powdered broth, chicken broth or beef broth. And you can kind of make your own mix like this. And for everyone out there, if you're going to start making your own kind of makeshift dehydrated food, just add water. Taste it first at home. Like, do some testing at home. Absolutely. For me, for a week straight, all my employees at work would make so much fun of me, because I'd walk in with my just add water meal. And I would go to the kettle, I'd boil some water, and I'd just like add water, and I'd test out my camping meals every day. But that's
oh my God. And the first one must not have been that great, you know?
No, wasn't that good. The last one I have, it's a very common one. It's called the ramen bomb, which is basically a combination of Mr. Noodle or whatever kind of instant noodles like this, or ramens, a packaging of powdered potatoes, and then you'll put some bacon or some sausages in there, pepperettes or whatever it is, and then you also add the seasoning from the Mr. Noodles or the ramen. I typically go for 2 packs of noodles with 1 pack of seasoning. They're garlic potatoes and some bacon. If I have extra vegetables, I'll throw it in there. And that's great. That works really, really well. And again, I just like having all my meals just add water. So I reuse these packages, and that's it.
Nice, easy, and simple.
This is legit my entire arsenal of how I make food on the trail.
Do you know what I noticed?
What?
Both of us, and maybe people are not gonna like it. We're not doing a lot of dessert on the trail.
That's right. I
Dessert is
prefer
not
eating a
really an
big meal.
option.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too, to be honest. And there are some like mountain house dessert out there.
Yeah.
It is actually a little bit more complicated. Some of like a chocolate pudding will be just add water, but I found that I'm not craving sugar as much on the trail. I'm not craving a dessert. And if I do, to be honest, I got my own version of a s'more. I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but I don't care. For people at home, it's great with the kids. It's great for adult. It's great. Okay, it's great. You take
Period.
you take your marshmallow, you put it on a stick. It cannot
Yeah.
be like a metal stick because you think you're smart and you brought like some kind of
A
stick from home,
telescopic
topic stick.
stick. Yeah.
No, it has to be wood. Okay?
Retractable.
Yeah, it has to be wood. Find a wood stick. You're in the wood. That's all you got to do. Okay. Make sure your marshmallow is perfectly cooked. It doesn't start on fire. It's golden. Okay?
It's got to be golden. 360
It's got to be
golden.
golden. 360 golden. The point is, when it hits that point of being perfectly 360 golden, you'll be able to take the stick out, and it's gonna be like solid on the outside. There's
Yeah.
gonna be a hole in there, right? Because you took the
Yeah.
stick out. Now there's a hole, and you put a piece of Kit Kat in there.
Oh, nice.
And you just freaking enjoy yourself. Okay,
I've never heard of that one. That's
this
awesome.
is the
I'm doing that next time.
so good. And again, I'm gonna give credit to the guy who taught me this one. It's Nick from Aube.
Nice.
Freaking, this is epic. And the adult version of this, okay, would be same basic marshmallow. Find a stick, make it golden. Is perfect. Take the stick out, put some Baileys in there, or Kahlua, or you know what I mean.
And then
some
shots.
This is now a shot. Enjoy yourself.
That's very cool.
It is.
I have to try this next
That's
time.
the dessert I would make.
Yeah.
That's the
But
one dessert.
you know why?
Actually, there's another one. I just thought of it. There's another one. Super easy. It almost feels healthy.
Okay.
But you got to prepare it though in advance. You got to know you're gonna bring this as a surprise for people at the fire pit. Okay.
Magic mushrooms.
No.
All right.
Something you're allowed to bring like at the borders. Okay.
All right.
So you take a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
You take pineapple. You chop some pineapple. So you got like perfect like slices, round slices of pineapple.
Okay.
You put rum in there. You put cinnamon in there.
Ooh.
Close the Ziploc. Wait 24 hours. And then for the first evening on the fire, take the grill out. Put the pineapple on the grill on the fire. Oh. And then look at the people reaction once they eat that pineapple.
Wow.
You become a god. And then when that happens, you're telling them they don't know the whole fruit yet. They didn't see the light yet. You make them drink the juice.
Drink it.
Drink it, people. It's just freaking God is available for everyone who wants to believe once you drink this. Okay? It's just awesome. Good. It's just awesome. It's just great. It is just great and very, very simple. You can buy the pineapple in a can, open it, put the pineapple in the juice of the pineapple, put the rum, put the cinnamon. Boom.
Gone. Put it in an Nalgene bottle.
Don't put it in an Nalgene bottle. Please don't do that. But yeah, so I think it says about there's so many options about food.
There's a lot of options, but I have one last question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a very important question because this is all food on the trail.
You're right.
What is your pick? What is your, how am I going to say this? When you come off the trail and you're on your way back home, what do you go for?
A beer and a burger.
Yes, sir. There's nothing better.
There's nothing better. And it's so funny because I know that when the last couple of trips that we did together, well, actually all the trips that we did
Yeah.
together, we always ended up going in a pub, get a nice burger, get a good beer, a draft beer, and just enjoy yourself. Funny thing is, when I went in the Northwest Territories in Canada with two of my homeboys, Matthew and Big Al, after 5 days of dried dehydrated meals, we were just craving a beer and a burger. All of us were just craving a burger. There's something about the burger at that point. It's just like tasty, juicy meat, bread, and I don't want a fancy meal. I don't want pasta. I've been eating pasta for 5 days.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Just give me a burger.
Yeah.
And it's shut up about anything else. And no, your club sandwich is not gonna do. So no. I need
cheese
brown meat in there, I don't want your mayonnaise in there. I want a burger.
Beer and a burger, my friend. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
I think that concludes our food episode of What to Eat on the Trail. Unless you have anything else to add.
No, I don't, honestly.
All right.
So there's only one thing left to do. People, subscribe.
Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to hit that notification bell as well so you're notified every time we post new content. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all of them.
YouTube.
Whatever way of rating it or leaving a feedback or a comment is extremely appreciated. That's how it helps us kind of be more available for people out there that might enjoy what we talk about. If you have any topics that you would like us to hit, you can also send us an email at talktomebrother@gmail.com. And until next time, stay safe, stay inside, stay away from people, FaceTime all your friends, tell them you love them, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.